Hello, hi. I just felt it was worth putting a little video out there to tell you a bit about my story. A few people have commented from my website, the stories on my website, and left me lovely messages. And I just felt it was worth explaining why I'm doing this, really. I am going to read a little bit from my website. I've got it down here because I've got a memory like a sieve. I find it really hard to remember everything. So do forgive me if you see me glance downwards because I'm just making sure I've got everything in. It was an experience I went through several years ago. That did change my life. So I wanted to share that with you. I discovered my connection to the divine realm, as I said, a few years ago. I'd always felt a connection to another dimension, but this didn't become real to me until a very ordinary day, about 6 or 7 years ago. I was in a flat. I picked up a friend's book to read one evening. I was a little bit bored, and it related to the realm of angels. But before this time, I was a little bit skeptical about the angelic realm and the divine, I have to admit. I was taken to church as a child, but you know, life ticks on, you get into college, university, get into a job. You know, religion seems to take a little bit of a back seat sometimes for people. But I read this book and it related to the fact that every human soul was protected by their own guardian angel. So that evening, I went to bed as normal, closed my eyes, and in my head, I said out there, if I have a guardian angel, I would like to know their name. And very, very strongly, in a few seconds, I heard this very deep voice inside my head that said, Messina. And I said out loud, Messina? That's a strange, Messina? It was very, very strong. I'd never heard that name before, and I was really curious. Thought about it a little bit for the next 2 days, and after that I read more of this book, this angel book. Now for the life of me I cannot remember what it was called. I'm so sorry, otherwise I'd tell you. But it related to finding out much more about your own spirituality and your connection to that divine realm. And I'm going to read a little bit from my website here, which is going to be easier. I hope you don't mind. Yeah, so around about 2 days later, I woke up at about 3 a.m. feeling really, really cold. And this was very strange because it was the height of summer in England. England's usually a little bit cold, but it was very, very warm that night. And I thought it was very strange as I was freezing. And my eyes grew accustomed to the dark, and I gazed up at the ceiling. I woke up on my back, which is very odd because I don't usually sleep that way. And I made out movement on the ceiling. And I blinked and I thought, I am wide awake. This is not a dream, I'm totally awake. And I made out the edge of what looked like movement of wings on my ceiling. And I blinked and I lay there and I thought, this is ridiculous. I'm probably the most feet on the ground person you could meet. I'm not necessarily spiritual. I'm not what you call in inverted commas heavily religious. And I didn't understand what I was seeing. But I realized what I was seeing were the outline of huge undulating wings of angels. And the ceiling had been completely transformed from a ceiling to a sort of an open sky. I can't explain it, but the ceiling had disappeared and the whole of the area above me was like a huge expanse of sky, stretching thousands of miles with huge wings of angels. Each wing must have been 10 feet in length, and they were all hovering and glinting through the bedroom window in the moonlight. And I have to admit, I was absolutely terrified. If anyone tells you that seeing an angelic vision is peaceful and relaxing, I have to differ, because what I saw was wonderful in many ways, but it was the most terrifying thing I had ever seen, because if you have never experienced anything like that, everyone lives a day-to-day life. You know, life is made up of, you know, eating, sleeping, shopping, you know, getting food in, looking after family. But when you see something that you cannot explain, it throws you completely. Anyway, I was trying to comprehend what was happening, not believing what I was seeing at all. I woke the next day. I'm just remembering everything because I've written it down on my website. I woke the next day and I just lay quietly taking in what had happened. I didn't tell anyone. Now, previous to this, I had opened up a page of the angel book before I'd fallen asleep. And on the page it said, your guardian angel will be able to provide information as to the archangel who is looking after you, overseeing you, who you're connected to. Everyone has a guardian angel, a spirit who is usually somebody in the family that's passed, and also a specific archangel relating to what they most need to learn in life. So some archangels deal with protection, other archangels deal with guiding you on your career path. And I must admit, I was in a career that I wasn't enjoying. So I was looking to do something different those years ago. In the book, it also said guidance, if you asked silently, as to the age you would leave your human body. Now I read that and I read through it and I thought, the age you would leave your human body? And then I realised it was the age that you would pass away and go to heaven. So silently I asked, fell asleep that night. Next morning I woke up bright and early, forgot all about the book that I'd read the previous night, opened the curtains, and again this very strong voice said, Michael, 84. And I spent the morning wandering around the house thinking, I don't know anybody called Michael, and what on earth is 84? It really flummoxed me. And it wasn't until I went to bed that night that I found the book half open under the bed, and I remembered what I'd asked the previous night. And then I realised the archangel that was guiding me and looking after me was Archangel Michael, and the age that I would leave my human body was 84. I would be 84 when I passed away. So this completely threw me, the vision and then hearing this very clear information come through. And after that, I began a silent dialogue with Archangel Michael. Not something I expected. I didn't tell anyone because I thought, everyone's going to think I'm crazy, you know? When you live a day-to-day life and people are running around just working and looking after themselves and looking after other people, the spiritual realm is something that a lot of people find uncomfortable to delve into because a lot of people just don't believe and think you're nuts. But I knew I wasn't. Anyway, since that time, that was 6 or 7 years ago, I realised that I had a correlation, what they call a correlation, a link with tarot cards. I taught myself tarot reading a long time ago just because I was interested. I had a few people I used to do readings for but kind of kept it quiet. 5 or 6 years ago, after these visions, I had very clear information from Archangel Michael that I needed to use this gift of reading cards, linking cards, obtaining guidance from the divine, from the angelic realm, to help other people, as it had helped me. And it wasn't until probably about 3 years ago that I found tarot readers on YouTube, and hence I set up my channel, I expanded my website, and that's how I got into tarot reading. So that's really my story, but I just wanted to put it out there, and I feel enormously at peace, and I feel far more relaxed than I have done for a very long time. And I think it's because my soul has settled. I've become much more spiritual. I don't take little things very seriously that go wrong, passes over my head. Before, little things used to really irritate me, and now I think I've just become a more relaxed person, more accepting of other people's faults as well as my own. And I just wanted to let you know how I developed tarot reading and where it originated. So I hope you've enjoyed that little story. I'm really looking forward to spending more time with you guys, and I just wanted to say again, thank you so much for all your support. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be doing this. The wonderful messages that I've had from people telling me how the messages that I've received and channeled through have literally changed their life, have made them feel more positive, and also I feel as if people have been steered on the right path again. People that have been lost for whatever reason, gone through addictions, divorce, separation, and specifically twin flame separation, which is incredibly difficult to cope with. As I explained to a lovely regular client the other day, you are not necessarily supposed to be with your twin. Everyone believes for the twin flame journey, if you are a twin, the ultimate goal is to end up in the 3D, in this realm, with your twin flame. But I have found through many experiences and channeling through Archangel Michael and the Divine that that isn't necessarily the case, as many twins haven't awoken to the fact that they are a twin, therefore they don't understand the intense connection. I have to say the majority of those that haven't awoken have been male, okay, divine masculine. It may be the way that we are programmed spiritually, but many of my clients have understood that even though they have a twin flame, they are actually more suited to be in the 3D realm with a soulmate. And they've become more settled in themselves, understanding that. So I just wanted to tell you that. There'll be people that disagree with me. Everyone has their own opinions, and that's absolutely fine. But I wanted to let you know my opinions and the advice and the guidance that I've had from above. So on that note, I'm sending you a lot of love, warmth and light. Look after each other. Love is actually what it's all about. The only thing that's really important. Take care of our planet. We only have one. Okay, we're destroying it. So recycle when you can and all that kind of thing. And I'm looking forward to doing more bookings for you going forward. Bye.